Remember, there'll be no white flag upon this door, because I am here to fight. With these words and the many to follow, God bless.
I'm Tahani from Brooklyn, New York, with bloodlines of Palestine. I've been with Urban Word for about 4.5 years. Throughout my experience with Urban Word, I think I've definitely defined myself as, as a writer, as a poet. Before, when I was just writing in the workshops, just writing in general, I didn't really feel as if I was a poet or a spoken word artist. This experience has definitely defined who I am, being Arab American and being Muslim, and the many controversial things that surround that. It's a very comforting, space.
Urban Word.
One of the great elements of it, it gives you opportunity. It gives you the chance to do things that you wish that you could and things that you possibly couldn't do somewhere else. As a very young and active person, I went out into the streets and I started doing this thing that I called guerrilla poetry. And I was by myself in the street just spitting poetry on the train, in the parks, like in front of venues and all over the place. And people were like, okay, why are you doing that? And I'm like, I don't want your money. I just want your ears and your mind, and open up to me and listen. And if your heart falls, just follow along.
The woman across from me thinks that I might not let her get home to her children tonight, or ever again. The woman next to me feels bad for me. She wishes I had just as much freedom as she does.
The slam scene is something very, very different than a lot of other things that people come in contact with. Not only is there the competitive part, but there's that family behind it. People think, you just get up there and you're there for the competition, but we build community with it.
I will no longer be the guinea pig of America's fallacy ideas of what a Muslim American should be.
2006 Urban Word Slam team. This is actually a very, very interesting experience because I tried 3 years to get on the Urban Word Slam team. It was like one of the only things. I got into Columbia, I wasn't even that excited. Like, I had a little brother, I wasn't even that excited. I got on the slam team, I cried the whole day.
And still your question stands. Why do these young Palestinian children hate so much? It shouldn't be why, it should be what kind of hate do they have, because it was...
Hate is a message to people that have no idea what goes on the other side of the world.
There's nothing to live for. This hate with the air into their lungs, even though there might not be tomorrow. This hate makes them trying to have children just to teach them not to hate.
This poem was created in response to such negative ideas of a people. It's to everyone who has this misconception of why people do things.
Never integration. Hate is the fact that in this country we teach our 6-year-old children to step and throw baseball in Little League games with crowds of parents cheering behind them. And in other countries, there are 6-year-old children step and throwing rocks to protect the tears and the lives of their grandparents. So maybe this hate is not your ordinary hate. Maybe this hate kept my father alive.
The end effect is beautiful, and you're really proud. I was like, finally. It's like a moment of relief and just like one more thing that I wanted to be successful at taking off of my back.
So, y'all make some noise for Tahani Salah.
I don't really necessarily have to do this. I don't have to prove myself to anyone, but at the same time, I know I speak for those who don't have that voice.
6-year-old children walking down roads, kicking pebbles the wrong way, get shot at. 7-year-old children walking down roads, speaking the wrong language at the wrong time, get shot at. And before you could ever learn of her, or I ever get to her, she has fallen.